this one has, the big difference on this one versus, as you'll see as we get farther in, this one has the sections and the townships on it.
Yeah.
The other ones won't have it.
That's important.
I like
for
the
us.
taxation and townships,
Okay.
cause that way I know where the hell I'm at.
Next one here. Doesn't have the township, it just has the sections marked. And I asked him, because I was confused, I'm like, why do the numbers go right to left instead of left to right like normal? And he said, well, back in the day, you know, the thing was to go out west. So that's why they range that way going west.
Oh,
I didn't know that ever.
well, now you,
Oh, look at that.
trivia.
Yeah,
Good.
that's part of
So,
the Homestead Act from 1862.
this one,
Well, it's much different.
jeez, told him this was gonna be a mess doing this. This one doesn't have them on it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
It
don't,
look-
I don't want
blown
this
up.
one.
It looks
No.
plumb naked.
Right?
Yeah, I don't want it.
No.
You can't relate to it.
Well, and then, so we were wondering for the ones like, you know, we were gonna sell some or whatever, do you guys think we should have the townships and that on those ones then?
Yeah.
I would recommend.
Okay. Well, I won't waste your time then with these other ones, cause they don't have the sections and townships on them.
No, that's important.
But, and then
See,
this
you've
one,
got- What you've got there, you've got all of those little,
this is just the smaller version or whatever.
Oh,
It still has the
yeah.
sections on it.
Yeah.
But we were thinking maybe that would be the size, maybe we sell that size then?
Yeah, I would. I
Okay.
would. I don't know how many people want one this big.
Right.
Is this perfect? It fit in anybody's office.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Darned.
I can put that on my bathroom door.
So, and I'll leave all these here for you guys if you want me to, and you can show them to Bob.
When will
He
they
has
be
a preference.
available?
I mean, we could probably start printing them next week.
Oh,
No
nice.
problem. So-
And how much will they sell
Wouldn't
for?
make it small, but
Well, that was another thing we were gonna ask you guys, what you thought on the cost. So if they wanted one of the big ones, we were thinking like $40,
Yeah.
the smaller one, $20 kind of
To
thing.
get your money out of it,
Yeah,
you get.
that would cover it.
that would cover
Okay,
us.
why? Because anybody who wants one is gonna pay that kind of money.
Oh,
for it,
sure.
Of course.
So what we can do then is, just to start with, we'll print up like 5 of the small ones, bring up here,
Yeah.
and then if they do want a larger one, then we'll just have them come down to us. And
So what size would this small be?
I'm not real sure, what is that?
The size?
Right.
So it got to be, that's a little more than 2, isn't it?
I can't remember what he said they were, but I don't know off the top of my head.
A ruler?
2 by 3,
Right,
I guess.
teenager out there, so. But, and then, so again, on the smaller one, we can include, like I showed you on that first one that has the town sections all lined out. So,
Aha.
It's 18. It's 18 there.
and 2 feet.
No, 6, there it is, 2 feet. By, I'll bet you this is 3.
No.
Yeah.
And the other was probably 3 by, like 5 maybe?
3 here, so that's 3. Let's see from here to there, what's that?
Yeah, it's not quite a foot and a half.
So it's 3 by 4.5.
You could stretch.
It's
So
gotta
the big
be
ones
another-
are
So it's gotta be another
3 by
3 by 4.5.
3 by 4.5, the smaller ones are 2 by 3. So,
Perfect.
that was kind of our main deal for this week, is figuring those out, changing up some things, cause on some of these other ones, if you look at those, like the like how we have the names and stuff are a little different on each one, and the first couple, we didn't realize that when we had it blown up so much, that like these outer roads were going through those little maps there.
Oh, they
So
were.
we had to figure out how to get those taken off, but. So, and if there's anything extra you guys want us to add to them, Sean was just showing me the property ownership one out there. I mean, we don't have that data per se, but I'm sure we can find it if we want to
Yeah.
print an updated version of that for you guys up here, but.
Yeah, and you'll have to do that every year.
Right. So I'm sure I can get with the tax people and
Yeah.
they probably have something, so I can figure out that way for you guys if you wanted one of those two. But
That would be beneficial for you guys and for him, for the sheriff, and for the road department, you know, where they could kind of follow up on some of that.
So, but yeah, that's kind of our main deal this week. They had the CWPP meeting on Monday. I was gone that day. Went pretty well from what Justin said. Just got an email before it came up. For the next one, they're gonna start the draft of the WUI then. So it sounds like we're on a pretty good pace. And then we did get a phone call from Fergus about doing maybe a mutual aid with them. They thought we had one in place already for fire and that, and we don't, because they're going through their CWPP as well right now. So, so we might get something like that in place with those guys. I mean, we've went to them a couple times in the past couple of years anyways without an agreement
Yeah.
with them, so. But just something for their plan and our plan, we might do that, so. Then we met with Headwaters on Wednesday, just talking about some of the different plans they might be coming up with for the floodplain areas. They're in, I think, middle of October, we're gonna have another one, cause I think you guys were at Mako or something Wednesday, so we'll have you guys on that one when they do it. And more or less, we had Lisbeth is her name from Great West. She came up with a surveyor, and they're gonna make some different graphs and stuff like that, showing us high points and that kind of stuff. But one thing they talked about was on number 4, right there is that curve before Pedrazi's there. Talking about maybe making a cut across there, up towards the highway or whatever, is like a new access point maybe for number 4.
Talked about that for years.
So they were gonna maybe come up with something for that for us, so
And do-
just a thought.
That would be at about where, right at,
It would come out,
Head to the highway,
yeah,
cut across.
oh, you're talking about going
Yeah.
from right across the bridge at the Drossery, then going to the highway, you're thinking?
yeah,
Oh, okay, well, that's the city owns that.
yeah.
So,
So,
but they've got a big center pivot on that, is the
Right.
thing.
yeah, and that's what Justin had said to him, so they might try to work around it per se, but hopefully on that next October meeting, they might have a better plan of what they wanna do for that spot, just easier access to get in and out for them, so.
Tell us how you get along with the city doing anything of that nature whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be like pulling teeth, so the little bit of dealings that I've had with them has not gone very smoothly ever, so. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But, and then, fire-wise, you know, luckily we got some rain finally, so, and
Yes.
Justin has opened burning back up. He's gonna monitor it though into next week. Temps are supposed to creep back towards the 80s, so if it does start to dry up pretty good, we will definitely close it back down. BLM had sent out a deal, I don't know if he forwarded it to you guys or not, but for our fuel moisture and that, everything was in the green. So just from that, I mean, I've heard from 6 inches to 2.5 inches of rain some places,
Mhm.
so
It's very that much.
yeah, it was very wet, needless to say. I actually had a little excitement when it was raining at 5 in the morning. The DES truck, the horn on it just started going off.
Really?
Like, I don't know if something shorted because of all the water or what. I didn't know what to do. I went out there. Like, I'm sure, I wish Adam was gonna be here and be like, hey, did I wake you up with that? Like, it was loud. And so I went out, just pushed the horn or whatever, shut it back off. I'm like, okay. And I mean, I'm soaking wet, freezing. So I go back inside, take a shower, get laid back down, boom, it goes off again. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I don't got any tools at the house, so I call Justin. He's all freaking out, like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, I need your help. He's like, oh God. He's like, at 5 in the morning, he's like, I'm thinking he's either having a heart attack or I gotta help him bury a body. I was like, he's like, I don't know what's going on here. And so I tell him, I said, the horn's freaking out. And as I was driving to his house, it started to go off again while I was driving. I'm like, what the heck? So we just disconnected the battery or whatever and swapped out vehicles, but
Up and
yeah.
running.
Yeah. I'm sure all my neighbors really enjoyed it. So
I'm sure they did.
yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it for the week. He's not here today. He had to take his mom to Billy. She's having some sort of implants, like stimulus things in her back put in. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so he was taking her today for that. Oh, for one thing for fire, staff stations are done.
Yeah.
So I would assume that they probably would just keep it shut down. I wouldn't think they would probably start it back up at this point.
Yeah.
So unless we somehow get back into the 90s, but other than that, I would say it was a pretty successful season for those guys. I mean,
It
they stayed on
was.
top of pretty much everything. Kept, I think what do you say, the biggest one we have is 58 acres or something like that. So that's
Yeah.
pretty great. I mean, the last 2 years they've been just ridiculously on top of it. So
Yeah.
We pointed that out to some other counties.
so
Yeah, they're slapping them out so quick.
yeah, not giving them a chance.
They did not want to participate, and then look what happened to them.
Yeah. Yeah, staff stations is huge. If we didn't have that, who knows what would happen. I mean, because especially anything that's out south, having those Bull Mountain guys ready and raring to go. I mean,
Yeah.
because normally it's probably about half hour for most of them to get there and get out. So half hour is a long time in fire world. So.
It is. If the wind's blowing especially.
Mhm. Yeah. So, and then rural addressing side of things, we assigned one new address and then we kind of fixed one per se for Kathy Comble. Apparently they're putting in fiber out there and they needed a second address for, I don't know if it's their guest house or what they have out there, but Mid Rivers was wanting an initial address, so I think their address is 295 Comble Road, so we just named the other one 295 Suite B Comble Road. So that's what we do 9 times out of 10 when we have to have a duplicate one. So, but, and then I'm still waiting back from the sign lady, Newman Signs or whatever, to get back to us with a final quote. It sent off the order and everything. She came back with trying to get us to get some different brackets and that. I had Glenn come in and take a look at them. They weren't exactly what he was wanting, so I told her we were to go, he wants like the X ones or whatever, those brackets or whatever, we're getting those. And then we wanted some different kind of tops to them or whatever, that basically he said that if they ever do get loose, then he can go back in and kind of wire them in a little tighter then, so. But hopefully she'll get that back to me today, and then we can get that finalized, and, cause I think it says 2 to 3 weeks before it'll be here, so. But we're figuring it'll probably be about in the 8 to 10 grand range maybe for everything, between posts and signs, so. But who knows, when she sent me the pictures of all the different stuff, she didn't have prices next to it, we were just basing it off of previous invoices and things, so. Could come in lower, could come in maybe a little higher, but we got the budget for it, so we're checking that, so.
I don't know if this is something is in your realm or the road department's realm, but I noticed over in Missoula County and Valley County, they have these great big mirrors, big old round mirrors on corners where you can see oncoming traffic.
Oh, gotcha.
And so we would not have to straighten the road out,
Right.
but you'd be able to see someone coming when you're coming to a corner or a
Right.
really sharp spot. If you could price one of those things, I don't see why we shouldn't buy a couple of those.
Yeah. I
What are
mean,
you
we
thinking
definitely
for
got
like
some blind
87 right
curves.
here where it turns onto Main or?
Well, it'd be the county roads. That's the only thing we'd ever buy it
Yeah, I
for. Well,
know
and they
if it's
really,
this or
you know,
Tom.
it wouldn't hurt to have one down here at the end of Main.
Oh, yeah.
Come around there, especially with a big truck coming with a big load. And he's
Yeah.
having to come.
Yeah, where you basically gotta get on the sidewalk to get away from them.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's us or if that would be Tom,
That'd be-
but I can definitely look into it.
Well, if it's on the end of Main, that'd have to be the
Yeah, that'd be long.
MDT.
Or, yeah. But the county roads themselves, yeah. I can definitely look and see if they have it and if it's something that we put up or
I
they
never
put
gave
up.
it a thought. I thought, God dang, that's a neat deal.
Yeah.
You come up there and you can tell if somebody's coming.
Yeah,
You can cut in a little bit.
right, yeah, exactly. Interesting. Well, they had those, so. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much the week in a nutshell. Any directives or anything like that for us?
No,
No.
Okay.
get to cranking out maps.
Yep. So I will tell him to basically print you guys the, and I assume he's gonna laminate it for you guys. This is
Of
why,
course.
this is why we're not just, I mean, we'll leave that, all these here for you anyways, but,
Yeah.
we'll get that done and then we'll, like I said, print up the smaller ones with the same design to it, so. Yeah,
Okay.
you can kind of tell if you look at these other ones, these were like the first few we were tinkering with or whatever, and then got a little bolder as we went, so. And they don't take long to print, maybe a couple minutes, so.
Like on that, I'd buy a couple.
That new printer, man, I mean, it flies, like, if we printed one of these on that old one, I mean, if it printed, it'd probably be 25 minutes, it was that slow. This thing's awesome, so. I think we're gonna do a big one for the fire hall. Basically, they have one right from every wall, right in the middle of the flag. They have an old one or whatever, so we have the ability to do a tile feature or whatever, print them out in sections and put it together, so. If you guys ever need one of those, let us know too. So, I don't know where you put it, but laminate it, put it on the side of your house, I don't know. But-
Yeah.
So,
Temporary roofing.
we can do that, so.
All right.
Roll these back up for you then.
Pizza.
I'm not sure. I think there you go. Here. Pull it up.
And if somebody comes in, you give them one of these other ones if you want to, or. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There's those ones for you, so. Alrighty, well, I am, on vacation next week, Justin will be the following week, so he'll be hunting, I'll still be around town, but I think this will be the first one where I haven't been sick or something, so kind of
Really?
excited for it.
We'll find you.
Yeah, So,
Yeah, you can't hide.
no. You guys have a good one then.
Alright, you too, appreciate it.
I'll find out if Darcy's coming, she's next.